Hello, good evening everybody. My name is Keith, and tonight we're going to find the product of two complex numbers in polar form. Tonight our problem is to find the product of two complex numbers, and they are z sub 1 equals 3 times cosine of 60 degrees plus I times sine of 60 degrees, and z sub 2, which is equal to 2 times cosine of 75 degrees plus I times 75 degrees. To multiply two complex numbers, you'll multiply the moduli and add the arguments. And the way we do that is z sub 1 times z sub 2 equals r sub 1 times r sub 2 times the quantity of cosine of theta sub 1 plus theta sub 2 plus I times sine of theta sub 1 plus theta sub 2. When we plug in z sub 1 and z sub 2 in the formula, we get 3 times 2 times the quantity of cosine of 60 plus 75 degrees plus I times sine of 60 plus 75 degrees. When we multiply and the modulus and add the arguments, we're left with z sub 1 times z sub 2 equals 6 times the cosine of 135 degrees plus I times sine of 135 degrees. If we convert the degrees to radians, we get z sub 1 times z sub 2 equals 6 times the cosine of 3 pi over 4 plus I times sine of 3 pi over 4. When you convert the cosine of 3 pi over 4, you get negative root 2 over 2, and the sine of 3 pi over 4 converts into root 2 over 2. So we are left with z sub 1 times z sub 2 equals 6 times negative root 2 over 2, the negative square root 2 over 2 plus I times root 2 over 2. If you distribute the 6 through the problem, you're left with z sub 1 times z sub 2 equals negative 3 root 2 plus 3I root 2. If you have any questions or want me to answer anything, please let me know. Thank you. Have a good night.